Morning, everyone.
Morning.
How you doing, Reg? I'll see you in here. As always, if you would, please share, like, and share. Hope everyone had a good weekend. You know I did. Got some rest. As usual, this is our coffee and stock sessions we hold every morning around 7:15 Central Time. If you're new here, thank you for joining us. If you would, simply like and share with anyone you think may be interested in joining us this morning. Yeah, so looking at the markets this morning, go ahead and get my trade log up here as well. Currently showing signs of a -3 on the overall score, as you can see right here. But I expect the markets to actually ride on top of the EMAs for most of the day. And from there, we will see the SPY potentially hit all-time highs, actually. This is based off action we saw last Monday. Although we are hitting key resistance levels on the SPY as well. So definitely something to watch out for. Just continuing to share this and getting the word out real quick before we get into this anymore. Oh, so Facebook lets you do it like that. Okay, cool.
Turn your stream on Discord. You hear me?
Just run it. He'll probably block me for doing this. Oh well, my groups. Do what I please.
Hello?
Fortunately, I have a second Facebook account if they want to play that role. But anyways, not gonna focus on that too much. Good morning, Justin, Jeff, Jen. See you guys. Thank you for joining us on our voice chat. If you're new here, you can always join us on our voice chat on Discord. Still pushing these real quick. Unmute. What?
Can't you hear me? Yellow.
Oh, what's up? Sorry. Had my speakers on mute. Were you saying something?
Yeah, I was gonna say your stream's not on Discord.
Oh, gotcha. Thank you. Morning, Krista. See you on Discord with us. Yeah, I'm still running down. I have like 100 Facebook chats that Andre, one of my partners, gave me that he set up over the years. It's nuts. It's like my morning ritual to get the word out. And that's a process in itself. We're supposed to be putting a team together though, so some of these processes will be a little bit easier on me. For you guys that are in the small account challenge, I want to let you know, I'm not sure if you saw the Discord channel, but I have created a small account challenge tracker where you basically will be submitting your daily gains. And from there, we can keep track of where everyone's accounts are in order for me to better make calls based on that information. A lot easier, where I can just look at an overview of everybody and base certain calls for certain groups. If you're in the 300 range, if you're in the 400 range, calls that you can make and stuff like that. 7:30. Okay. For the most part, we can get it rolling though. I think I went through my 1,000 Facebook chats for the most part. It's nuts how many we have. What? What's he talking about? I think I canceled my account by accident on Millennial Investments. I can check my email. Fat finger. I think I can reactivate it for you at least. When you cancel your account, it pretty much just puts it on on standby. It's pretty much archived. That way, if you ever want to reactivate it, you can. Yeah, you did. I just got an email alert saying you did. You don't want to be here anymore? That's fine. I was trying to look at the trade tracker thing. I got you. Yeah, by the way, for any of our premium members, just so you know, I was talking to John over the weekend, and he was like, man, I'm looking for a way, I'm trying to build out a way to track my trades. And I was like, you already have one. I built it for you. If you go to the mobile version of the website on your phone, for the most part, it'll be right there, I believe, more closer to the bottom of the screen. Let me see. Let me get you reactivated real quick, Jen. Then we'll get into it. We're not sure who's on the YouTube live stream. The counter seems to be off. If you can, just give me a shout out on there. I just saw somebody write in our Facebook chat, bank stocks drop after Archegos Capital collapses. I'll look into that and see what's going on there. Looking at the SPY though, we closed pretty high last week. We respected the COVID trend lines that we've been riding in, since March, of course. Looking forward to tap those all-time highs. We might potentially hit 400 before we reverse again. I think that's going to give a lot of pent-up demand, a release, and a lot of liquidity might come into the market. I'll be watching. I'm going to pull up my scanners here in a second. Good morning, Justin. How are you doing? Watch oil, big explosion in Indonesia over the weekend. Not including this, was that the ship that was stuck in that canal. I finally was sort of freed, or completely, from what I saw as well. Jen, I just hit you up on Discord. What's your email address, or username rather, if you can tell me that? I can get you reactivated. Evergreen is a... Oh. You're able to log in? That's weird. Yeah, do that. DM me. Anyways, so looking at the SPY, we're riding on the EMAs like we saw last week. And for the most part, I would assume to see potential pullback in that based on the lower time frames. But we expected the same thing last week, and I'm not trying to make the same mistake again. Let's see, 1 hour, 15 seconds. Looks like all of my time charts messed up. Go to the daily, go to the 4 hour, 1 hour, and the 30. For the most part, on the 4 hour, we are seeing some pullback on the MACD, but we just completed a EMA crossover confirmation where we went double green on both of those bands. Same for the 1 hour. Although it is showing pullback, I expect the markets to pull back and bounce off of those levels right around the 393.40s. So I'll be watching the 30-minute a little bit closer now that we are tapping those EMAs in that regard and seeing how it bounces off of there. Although we do have a confirmation there on the EMAs. All right, I got you, Jen. Let me make sure your account's not messed up now. That's weird you're still able to log in, though. It's supposed to disable it. I'll need to look into that. See if the, let's see, real quick. It's still showing you active, so I need to check to see if that process works properly. Of course, it's a cancellation request, so it doesn't automatically cut you off from everything, especially in situations where we have premium members and we have to disable the subscriptions and stuff like that. Still working on the API for that for the most part, but anyways, have a slew of messages in my Discord. It's crazy. Get rid of some of these people. If they really want to talk to me, they'll come back. Alright. Good morning, Justin. How are you doing, man? See you on the YouTube stream. I'm just going through and clearing out stuff from the weekend I wasn't able to pay attention to. Let me know if I need to cancel again to troubleshoot. I'll definitely look at that with you, probably after hours if that's fine with you. Like I said though, if you're on the YouTube live stream, if you would let me know. It seems like my counter is off for the most part, but if nobody's going to be sitting there, it looks like for the most part everyone that would join us on YouTube has moved over to our Discord, which I would prefer ultimately, honestly. Let me see what it's showing on YouTube. See if I see a difference real quick. Yeah, see, it's not even showing that one person that's on there. I think that's Reg. She's typically watching, and that's why I still do the YouTube for now. Anyways, back to the markets. Like I said, we saw the same thing going into last Monday, where we were seeing some potential pullbacks on the lower time frames. But I don't want to mistake that for a bounce off the higher time frame EMAs for the most part, and get caught up in that trap that we did last Monday. Looking at the daily trade log, we are showing a -3, which I think we saw the same thing last Monday as well. I can actually go into the database and see where we were at around this time and get like an estimate from there. I do need to set it up where I can select a date and it'll show that specific date. And for the most part, that'll allow me to see the entire day so we can kind of compare how it traded against that day and use that moving forward. So I'll be looking at that on the side here. But where is it? Market overview, I believe. Anyways, I'll figure all that out. But the international equities is something I've been highly focused on. There's a lot of expectations that with continued lockdowns or a third round of lockdowns in those countries, economic issues over there, that it'll potentially weigh back down on the U.S. markets ultimately. One thing that is standing out to me is typically when we're in the red, the NASDAQ is much deeper in the red than the S&P and the Russell, and we're actually seeing the adverse here. So I want to see what happens there today. I'll be logging that to keep up with it for the most part, but typically it's the reverse. So I'm still trying to find out where this trade log is in this database. My database is getting so wide it's almost hard to keep up with anything at this point. I think I named it trading log. There it is. Trading. Do it. Alright. So, I mean, geez, this goes all the way back to November when I built the thing. So I'll dig into it. I'll build something this afternoon in order for me to get straight to it a little bit quicker, so we don't have to deal with trying to dig apart all this information. That would have been the 22nd, I believe. Yeah, it was last Monday. Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. 22nd. Here we are, pre-market. We're in a. Actually, we saw it the reverse. Should have got my score built in here. Doesn't look like I did. We were at a -1.22, and then we slowly made our way up by 940. The entire market's flipped, and we continued moving higher. So I'm gonna keep watching that to see if we're correct again. If we're correct this time versus doing puts on Monday, we actually did puts last Monday and we got caught in that trap. We had to hold overnight, I believe. Ended up losing some money on that particular trade. I think we made some money back on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we took another loss. But Thursday and Friday we kind of waited out in the greens for the most part. But if you haven't already, please use the the small account challenge tracker. What it'll also do is it'll let me know what members in the platform itself. As soon as you place your first, um, you'll go to it. It'll show you a description of what the small account group challenge is, and then you'll click get started, and then from there it'll automatically add you into the challenge with us. And also, even if it doesn't do that, I have a second mechanism that if you place your first track, um, that it'll automatically switch your account over. And what that'll do for me is it'll give me a list of all the users on the platform and who's actually working with us. Mogo shares higher. I've been talking about Mogo for some time. I think it was all the way back in November, December. I've been talking about Mogo, and actually, I like the setup now. I'm wondering if it has options. That would be great, because I should have been attacking it like I have been with the RMO. In regards to the VIAC issue too, on the side while I'm pulling this up, apparently, due to the new rules, and hedge funds having to basically report what they're holding and what they're not, it came out that there's a certain hedge fund, I believe, that had a very large stake in VIAC, and with that exposure, they ended up jumping out of it, I believe. Mogo does have options, yes, and they're pretty cheap, going all the way into May, which gives you about 53 days to snatch some of those. And what I like about those May calls is you make $79 per dollar it jumps, and we're looking right for setup on the longer time frames. We'll wait for some confirmations at least on the 30 before I hop into this. I do expect the markets to hit all-time highs. It's my expectation for today, SPY specifically, to hit all-time highs, and you guys know how I trade that already. So I'm a little hesitant still, but definitely in a great buy zone for Mogo. If you were able to capture it around the $8 price ranges, I think you were pretty safe. The 930 is a little high, but there's still a $3 gap to the 12, about $2.70. So that gives you close to about 20 to 25% on the swing trade, even if you were to play this on the swing. So I wouldn't mind doing 250 on an equity stake with a 250 option. If it jumps $2.30 like I'm looking, or $2.70 for that matter, then I would make $150, $190 off of the trade. So that would essentially mean I would put 200 in equity on the shares, and my option contract will replace the money that I put into it. And then if it breaks out and it breaks out to like $18, then I would split my position that way. Probably not. It's a little different now when you have the I guess you can call it the option equity attack versus the split and run. It's different. If you're doing the split and run, I've talked about that a lot in some of my videos, where you just have an equity stake in a company, and once it hits 50%, 100%, you can remove 50% of your position to remove the initial investment risk that you had. Just an idea, not suggesting that somebody always do it, but it's worked for people that have, because then you can reallocate that initial investment somewhere else, ultimately, and optimize on those profits. But you can allow your leftover profits to continue making you money. And typically something that goes 100% will rebound about near the 50 to 60% retracement, and then bounce and go into a continuation pattern. Once it retests that resistance level, it could continue another 100%. So the remaining profits you left over could actually acquire another 100% within itself, and while you're using the initial investment somewhere else. Just an idea and a strategy that I've found to be pretty great in risk management as far as your initial investments in stocks. But with the option equity attack, that's much different, because you're already justifying what you're putting into the stock. into the shares by using options to make those shares free. So you can play it the same way. You can play them simultaneously, but not so aggressive on the split and run attack, rather. So, anyways, back to Mogo. I think I'm going to go ahead and drop maybe 2 contracts on it over the next few days. I want to see how the markets happen. I'm going to probably buy one a day and then put $100 on the equity stake. And then if it pulls back, then I'll average down and buy another 100 in equity shares, and then another contract at a cheaper price to average down the contract itself and capture the gains that I may have missed in buying it cheaper. But I like Mogo. Thank you for pointing that out too. They launched their first Bitcoin cashback mortgage, which I don't even know. I know that there's a lot of companies coming out where they have financing and debit cards and stuff like that, but I do not. I've heard about cashback mortgages before. I cannot remember what companies or what coins were dedicated to them. I used to be very in depth on crypto. I kind of stopped once I started building Millennial investments. I wanted to start building Millennial investments to be a stronghold in U.S. stocks and options first, and then I was going to slowly incorporate crypto into it. Of course, we got to put a team together in order to manage all of these things separately, which we are in regards to the U.S. stocks and options, and the things that we're testing out there with some of our members that are actually very helpful in doing that. And of course, building the systems in order to make sure they have the tools they need available to make it that much easier for them. So it's going to be a process, but definitely looking forward to it. But let's see what the markets are doing. We're right at 8 o'clock, I believe, or 7:47 Central Time, that is. For the most part, I'm gonna also something also identified last week that some of you may be aware of is using the pre-market to kind of get a guideline of where our potential support and resistance levels are. We're actually down pre-market from after hours on Friday, where we were sitting around the 396s. We're currently around the 394s flat right now. Looks like it's kind of finding some support around those levels. Looks like it's coming down on. Let me see, is my time frames right? No, I don't have my 5-minute up, so let me pull that up, and then my 10-minute too as well. Completely offset this morning. And then what I'll do is I'll pull our drawings out. We'll most likely re-identify levels of support again today, just to kind of reset ourselves completely. Let's pop this up just so we can get a full view of what's going on here. Currently sitting around the 34 EMAs on the 10-minute. I'm definitely going to pay attention to that. As far as a resistance level, I want to see what happens around the 395.98 and potential support above 392.94 today. So these are levels I'm going to be watching based on last week. This resistance level I expect to reverse to support moving forward on the SPY specifically, as it played resistance pretty heavily throughout last week. And I want to see how it reacts to those levels. If we break down below that, then I'm expecting it to come down, potentially the 389s, it looks like, or 388s, 389 roughly. And then I'll look at these lower support levels as we go in. We can look at it on the 4-hour real quick and kind of predefine those a little more. Let's see. Could use some more coffee this morning, I know that much. So it looks like right about there. I want to see what happens around here. Now I know we found stronger support a little bit above this one, but I want to see the previous resistance become the stronghold and support on the lower time frames around lower price ranges around the 385. So watching the 395.98. Of course, 398 something is the all-time high for the SPY. What's Dylan talking about? What is that number? 398.05. is the all-time high. So definitely keep an eye on those price ranges. I think we're gonna bounce off the EMAs. I saw. I was looking at the May contracts, Jen, for Mogo, just to have that longer time frame, so the time decay is the theta isn't there to burn it, and it can do what it needs to do. A $3 jump though would be about $210, give or take. Plus you got to add in the gamma that it raises every dollar, which I think was sitting right around. Every dollar goes up another 10, so that's 77. That's 86, 150, 163 plus 95, so right around 240, something like that you can make off the trade. Crypto mentioned. I expect wild ass. Yeah, it's been actually in crypto. They acquired a company in Canada that allows people to buy Bitcoin, and they actually saw 300% jumps in January alone after doing that. They also incorporated Google Pay, Apple Pay, and Samsung Pay into their platform, I think back in November, December. And then now if they're doing crypto mortgages, backed mortgages, then I expect them to allow you to potentially have a payment platform using cryptos altogether. So that's a bundle in fintech that I love. And that's why I love Mogo, for the fact that it's cheap and great at the same time. The company's actually been performing pretty well for the most part. So I'm probably doing boomer shares in my IRA for it. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that at all. It's a great company. If you look at the fundamentals, it actually ignore the price target action short term. That's what I'm doing too with my option equity attack. Is I'm using options. I'm not sure if you're aware, Jen, but I'm using options in order to acquire free shares in the companies I do want to hold long term. That being RMO, GTech, FCell, and then also Mogo as well as one of those. Dylan's Discord just hit with like 30 new people at once. Bots. Yeah. That's what happened. And I love you, baby. Be careful. Let me know if you need anything. Do you need the truck? Alright. Okay. Gotcha. Is that what he was talking about? So with Dylan, we've been attacking these dead Facebook groups. And I've purposely went on the Investors Talk Facebook group, and I've made posts just to collect the bots and get rid of them as we clean up. And I have a lot of bots even in my Millennial Investments 1 Facebook group, which has like 44,000 people in it, that are full of them as well. Which that group was handed over to me. I didn't establish the 44,000 just to, stay transparent completely. But it definitely needs some cleanup in it. And that's fine. It comes with the job. So just thankful to have it, and thankful for the team that we have over at Global Market Centers, and then Investors Talk as well. And we're actually talking with some other investment communities. We talked with 2 of them, but I'm not sure, where they stand on really working with other communities or not. So go back to the markets though and see what's going on real quick. Bouncing off of the 394s, it looks like, for the most part. Building some momentum back, so just rebounded backwards. Let's look at the daily trading log. If we hit like a -5 or something, I want to see this blow through the EMAs before I make any calls on it. I also want to wait longer into the morning for the people that are participating in the small account challenge. I'm currently working on an alert system for it, where I can send it directly to that group, but I need everyone to update their current account balances that they have. I'm not even worried about where you started at. It's more about just notifying the platform that you're participating, so that I can build an email distribution list, and so that information is sent directly to those people that are participating. And that way, if you're not on the Discord call, if you're not on the YouTube live stream or the Facebook live, stream, you can still be notified about the calls that we are making. Might be a little bit delayed though. That's a concern. Could be a 15 to up to 5 minute delay sometimes, depend on how big the queue is. So definitely going to be looking at working on in browser. I was thinking about it. I can do in browser push notifications, or I can do push notifications through the mobile app for the platform. Of course, I'm still working out some kinks on the mobile app. I haven't really put any focus on it because we've been actively trading together. I've been trying to build the tools that we need there in order to, make sure we're equipped there. But still dealing with Apple, man, and their crap. Tried like 9 times to pay them, and they over like 4 or 5 different debit cards, and they can never process the payment. So until they get that processed, I can't get a Apple developer account in order to put the mobile app on the Apple Store. Fun. So dealing with all that. For the most
Good
part,
morning, folks.
what's up?
Say good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Gotcha.
So what are we looking at today? I saw you said FSL, GE.
SL. I was looking at GE, G-Tech, Armo. I think's gonna rebound. I haven't looked at Tesla to say all that. Better not get ahead of myself without looking at Tesla, because that can change up the whole game. The rest of the market could be doing well, and Tesla's just taking a dump. Concerned about Tesla, just looking at these lower time frames. It might pull back to the 600s a little bit. Let's look on the longer time frame. We were looking at MOGO, M-O-G-O.
MOGO.
M-O-G-O. That's a juggernaut, I think, that you're getting for cheap, and you can hold it for a long time. On the longer time frames, on the daily, it just went red on the lower indicators. That's the volume weighted MACD and the MACD itself. And RSI is pretty low though, so it still has some upside to it. On the 4-hour, it's kind of idled out along the bottom RSI. Sell volume's been consistent as in last week. One thing that surprised me about it is we didn't see a rebound in it like we did with the QQQ. Looking like Bitcoin trying to hold 58,000. We can look at that next too, because that plays a part in that MOGO play. And also watching, I want to watch the financial sector when it comes to MOGO and see how it's reacting to that specifically, and seeing if we can find a market leader that we can use to base direction on MOGO in itself. Look at Bitcoin real quick. See what it's doing. But MOGO's definitely split between just standard finance and then fintech altogether. Bitcoin bounced back up to 58,000 after just about tapping those 49 right at the 50,425 levels. There's a support level on Bitcoin that it needs to stay above. It's 49194, $49,194 a coin. Strong support on that, and you'll be okay if you are in the crypto space. What I'm looking for is the consolidation in Bitcoin into all the altcoins. The last time we had a Bitcoin halving, some of these coins went up 1,000%, and there's 5 in particular that I'm looking at. I'm holding myself. I'm currently working with Bittrex to get my account off of an old email from my last company corrected, and then I'll be back in the crypto space. I like using crypto over the weekend to practice my momentum trading. Of course, with the goal of making money, but just practicing it on crypto, because crypto is so volatile. I think if you exercise it there, then you kind of master it on stocks and stuff like that. Who do we have on the YouTube live stream? If you don't mind, let me know. See, we have a few people on there. It's like 2 people on there. I'm not really stressing about it. I need to get back to doing some review videos. If the markets aren't too crazy this week, then I might just do that. but I just haven't been too inspired in holding anything. DXY pulled down back to the 9268, 9276 levels, currently dropping as of now. Looks like it had an EMA fake out. I think the markets are actually going to explode off of that. We made like $700 off 10-cent move. So I want to look at DXY so we can identify some key levels on it. On the 4-hour is where we'll look for that. Let's pull everything out of here. Hide indicators. For the most part, we started seeing the markets pull back last week once we bounced above this 92463 level, 9246 cent level. I want to see if we're going to retrace back to it and find some support there, but we haven't been at these levels for some time now. Let me look on the daily just to speed up the process and figuring out when the last time we touched that level was and how it's played. Okay, so it previously played strong support all the way back in November, and as it dumped, that's when we saw that large spike out of the natural growth trend of the economy that the SPY, the QQQ, the IWM followed. Now we're back above those levels. I want to see if we're going to come back down to those natural growth trends. That's what I'm looking for in the market correction, which actually sits around the 10% correction that everybody's been alluding to for months now. Of course, that'll put the SPY around 360s, and you can almost get an equivalent to all the other markets of where that stands. If we break down below 92,463, then we're going back to 91,362. But for the most part, I don't think that's occurring with the economy opening. That alluding to stronger consumer spending. Watch your. I think they just released the report last week, but it was a little worse than expected. But it's still growing for the most part since the pandemic started, of course. But definitely something to watch for is and what I'll be watching in this week a little bit more closely than the markets themselves. I have the markets pulled up on all of my screens so I can see them actively. But it looks like the QQQ just broke down below the 180 on the 30-minute and the 1 hour, and it's been trading below the 180 on the 4 hour, and has some room down to the 180 on the daily as well. That sits right around the 294 levels right now. Seeing a lot of buying volume come in last 3 or 4 days into last week. So I don't know if there's going to be some stronger weakness there. I do want to look at the TNX or the US 10-year. I figured it out, Jeff. The TNX and the TNX is like the mini, I believe, for, I might be wrong here, don't quote me. The mini for the, I saw something this morning. What was it? It was like a mini version. I might have been looking at the TNX.P or something. For the most part, it's sitting at 165. We've been hovering around 160 to 165 for the most part. We actually got up to the 175 levels last week. I've been watching the US 10-year, but which kind of correlates with what Jeff's been watching, which is TNX. For the most part, it's pretty much the same as far as I can see, and I'm going to make sure, but I'm going to do a comparison here in a second and see how they correlate, just to make sure we're looking at the same things. New price scale. Yeah, we are. So either one works, Jeff. That's what I just confirmed. Let me pull that comparison out of there. So, or you know what we could do? We could do like a comparison across the board for the DNX, the TNX, and just keep them there for comparisons into like the SPY and stuff like that. Need this on the 10-minute. And I have one of these smart watches that my wife got me for Christmas, and the thing will not charge. Just listening, getting the crew ready for the day. I got you, bro. You're good. Boom, 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 boom.
I just upgraded my watch. What'd you get?
It's some off-brand one. It's nothing special. I need an actual Apple Watch since I use Apple. I need that and an iPad. I'll be complete. I have 2 iMacs, a MacBook. Ew.
Oh yeah, I'm a Samsung guy. I got Samsung everything.
Yeah, my wife's Samsung everything. I have her. She has a Microsoft Surface Book though. FLKR for Samsung exposure. Gotcha. There was something I was thinking about. Can't remember exactly what it was. I wanted to talk to you guys. Samsung. Now we're discussing the Android Apple battle. See, we have a few people on the live stream. Can you let me know who you are? That'd be great. If you would, like and share the video. And I'm also posting our Discord. We'll have a continued conversation after the market opens there if you would like to join us. Just put that in the chat.
So I got 1 day trade available today. So if you were able to pick one of the most profitable calls that we're looking at today, what should I be looking at?
So actually, I'm looking into stocks versus the futures right now, because I think we're gonna see the same thing that we saw last week. I'm gonna pay attention to it. I'm watching it now on my screens. But we're riding above the EMAs on the 30, tapping right above those 13 EMAs on the top line for support. Expect to bounce off of that. I feel like there's a lot of pent up demand for stocks to go higher and people willing to average down and just get new stocks altogether. So I am watching that. The only one that's not sitting above its EMA is the IWM. And it looked like it actually had some rejections last week on the 34 and the 4 hour. So I'm watching that for sure. I'm waiting for a 1 hour crossover and confirmation before I look at the IWM. But the IWM has a potential for a $16 jump versus the QQQ, which has a $11 jump, and the SPY, which is already maxed out as is. So I'm looking for the SPY to actually retest all-time highs. Of course, Jen did notify me or bring it to my attention this morning that we were actually hitting a key resistance level on the SPY, and I'll be watching that going into today. He showed me the indicators he was using to do that. I need to add them in on my overall chart. Let's see. Support, resistance, low bounce, blah 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 blah. Simple support, resistance, I think it was. There we go. Wait, my premium member, you gonna give that to me? Yeah, they are. Let me see how that worked. So if the market's proper, let's track where they are too. I didn't do 730. I should have. Yeah, we're at a -5 now. So that's we've been sitting at a -3 for the most part of the morning. And it's pushing down. Pretty much the NASDAQ has caught up with the SPY and the Russell, all down close to near about ranging between 0.5% today. And the VIX is up 8%. I want to go back in the database. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. And look back on March 22nd to see where the VIX was sitting. It was March 22nd. Was actually sitting down -1.3%, but today we're up 8%, so that's a difference. What I'm going to try to do is, instead of just building a feature where I can go into the daily trade log, select a date, and it pulls up that date, that particular day, I want to do comparisons. So I'm going to build a comparison chart for when we see similarities like on Mondays, like this Monday versus last. I'm still not going to discount the fact that we're sitting on those EMAs the way we are, and we bounced off of those EMAs last week. And if you're looking at the daily on the SPY, it almost looks like it's attempting to do a head and shoulders. I'll show you what I'm talking about so you can see. What's that?
So I'm not head and shoulder, you're head and shoulder.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
Decided to join us for the first time?
Yeah, I gotta make some money. I'm watching something myself.
What are you looking at today?
Right.
Right. Yeah. Bitcoin's picking back up. You should look at Mogo. MOGO.
Mogo?
Yeah, they just announced crypto-based, or I'm not sure if it was crypto-based mortgages or Bitcoin-based. Let me see. Jen just shared it with us.
On the 30-minute
First
chart,
Bitcoin cashback mortgage.
saying that 50 on that, like price to break is 10.29.
Yeah. I'm actually looking at the 1189 on resistance for it. So you're looking at a $2 swing potentially, which is about 15-20% at least minimum.
I'm trying to switch an option on something. Right. I don't know. If crypto does well today, I mean, pretty much any blockchain company like Mara, right, they'll all do half decent for at least a day.
Yeah.
Because crypto's been letting us down for the past 2 weeks during the trading week. It would go crazy like in a weekend, but wasn't doing much during the actual week.
Wow, I just saw this list of people. I finally jumped over to ITT Discord. I see all these bots.
Your people or is it bots?
Oh, these are bots.
Yeah, I mean they don't say anything and they boot the server account, so ultimately the goal is to get either your Discord or my Discord. Who's echoing, dude? I gotta mute you.
It's probably, let me put my headphones in. It's probably you echoing off of yourself. Give me a second.
Should drive me bonkers, man.
Bonkers.
Like,
Whoa. I think that just happened on live TV.
Oh, wow. You okay?
Yeah, got caught up on that.
did you just fall over on stream, dude?
Yeah, I did.
I'll just it right now, dude.
Right there.
Yeah, I'm good.
You should stream it on Twitch too, bro.
I was leaning on my footrest.
Well, don't do that again.
Are you streaming on Twitch yet or no?
No, I'm not on Twitch. I need to be.
No, Twitch is nuts. Whenever I was doing all my stuff, there's a guy in our Discord. It's like J Trades or something like that.
Yeah.
I was streaming to like the usual like IT, you know, like the members that are at my Discord, and then I got raided by 70 or 80 people at one time.
Really?
There's some dude just brought, yeah, he finished his stream and he was like, who can we raid? Because not a lot of people stream like live stock shit.
Yeah.
And then they like 70 of them hit me, bro, at once. And that's pretty big on Twitch as far as like viewership goes.
Yeah.
Pretty much put your front page.
I gotta review that. I gotta go look at that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was fucking.
All I heard was, let me get my headphones, and then a loud crash.
Yeah, well, I was reaching down and I had my foot rest out. So when I leaned down on it, it sent the chair forward and rolled off that bottom well. Anyway.
Rest in peace.
I need some more fucking coffee. Oh, excuse me. I need some more coffee after that one. Not awake for that, all that.
Riot looks kind of weak on the 30 right now. Looks like it kind of dumps.
Alright.
Still bouncing off of 50 though, so I'm big chilling.
Are you still hearing the echo?
No, it's fixed.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go cut that out of my live stream.
Yeah, I gotta make some money because I inevitably wound up having to pay this. My wife's sister wrecked our car back home. Well, she didn't wreck it; she got hit by an 18-wheeler. But
Whoa.
we're waiting on the claim shit to come through.
Yeah.
And so instead of like towing it back to the house, I don't know, you know Plunks back home, Plunks towing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they just let it sit in the lot there for like over a month.
Really?
So somebody has to pay like $1,000 in fees.
That's
and it ain't gonna be me.
nice, dude. I never really liked Plunks. You should hop in on this small account challenge with us.
I got my Weeble account with like $300 in it. I might do something.
Yeah. I got it on the.
Yeah, I got
What's up?
about $200 in there.
Definitely gonna have to edit that shit. But yeah, I got it now where we're able to track actual gains from everybody.
Yeah.
So that we can keep up with how much we're actually making all together and seeing where everybody's accounts are every day, so that we can make calls based off of that. A lot easier.
I got destroyed last week. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you?
Yeah, Riot. As soon and I was waiting on Riot. I was like, okay, cool. We're big chilling, and like it kind of pulled down off the high, and I was like, all right, so Bitcoin, may sit there for a while.
Yeah.
And Bitcoin, the whole crypto market went down last week, and
Yeah.
your boy had two options in Riot and got clapped by both.
Yeah, I got slaughtered on Monday and Wednesday. For the most part, I bounced back though on Tuesday a little bit. Friday it was pretty strong. I came back up about 800, and I think I was up like 3 or 4 on Thursday or something like that. I can't remember. But
I've just been real busy because I'm playing in this Army gaming tournament and practicing and everything else. So it's like,
yeah.
now I need money, so now I gotta trade like a madman again.
Yeah. Jim was telling me about a paper trading competition they were having on Webull.
I've been seeing things about it, but I never looked really far into it.
Yeah, I think after we do our small account challenge, we're gonna do a small account competition for May. It's every week. Okay, didn't know that.
Oh, it's who can make the most money every week. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I'll just
right.
I'll just YOLO an option on some stock.
Yeah, no. Or you might be able to win on YOLO and options on the markets. Your selection is limited. Oh, okay.
It's like, oh, you can't. You have unlimited trades, or is it like you can actually day trade as much as you want? Or because I know like the way they get people is you can't like day trade unlimited. That's how like usually messes me up.
It's the best performers within 100 trades apparently. It's 100 trade cap on it. Good morning, Antoine. I see you on the live stream. Thank you for joining us. I put the Discord link in the channel, in the chat, excuse me. If you want to hop on Discord as well, we're actually on a voice call if you want to join us there. That goes for anybody.
Yeah, get in. Not optional.
Dylan, I need you to start sharing my coffee and stock sessions on ITT for me. I think people would listen a lot more.
I mean, they always see it, sure.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't know if you figured it out, but since the Facebook updated the groups and we can't like welcome all the new members.
Yeah.
And it's killing the Discord like growth because used to I could add 300 people and some of them would be real and some of them are telling you that you can make $4 billion with a $100 investment or some shit. Dude. So if I could figure out that again, then we could get the Discord growing again. But surely maybe they'll add it back.
Yeah, you know what really blows my mind about Facebook now? It's people that, it's not bots. They're actually people that sit there and try to sell you these. Oh well, whoa, what was that?
You're telling me all those people are real?
Huh?
You're telling me all those are real people?
Not all of them, but there's some people that actually hold conversations and they're like, I had this guy yesterday hit me up and like I'd just let him run it. Like, okay, you're gonna waste your time? I want to see how long you're gonna waste your time. And he's like a forex trader or something like that. It just
everyone's
blows my
like
mind.
always a famous forex trader.
Yeah.
But for me, I do not know very many successful forex traders, and the money that you could make off that, I just don't think it's relevant.
Right.
Because you're literally putting your dollar for another dollar, like another currency, and it's only going to go up or down like 20 cents, 10
Right.
cents. Like it's not like you're making big gains being a forex trader, unless you're like like trading on leverage or whatever.
Right.
Then maybe, but still, even then, like,
It's not my forte. I know that much.
if you want to trade forex, just go trade crypto instead.
Right. Exactly. That's my thought process with it. If I'm gonna do that. Let's see something. Let's see what we're looking at. Looks like we are gonna round off on the SPY, which is fine that it pulled back a little bit because we can capture those that $2-3 jump if it's going to retest all-time highs, and if it's going to, then it should open up at the gate like it did last week. If it doesn't open up at the gate, then I'm gonna be a little bit concerned. I'm gonna be a little more conserved today. With jumping into anything first of the week. I see we got Leon on there. I see we have Antoine, Reg. I'm not sure if you hopped on the Discord or if you're on the yeah, Reg, you're on Discord. Who else we got on the YouTube stream? Let me check the Facebook stream. Yeah, I got it where it runs with Facebook and YouTube simultaneously now with the live stream. I need to set up Twitch because I can run all three at one time.
I can hook you up with I can help you get the multi-stream. What do you use to stream with?
Streamlabs, OBS.
Yes. So you can do like multi-streams.
Yeah, I just bought into it.
Worth
like a week
it,
ago.
honestly.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's been telling me I need to get on Twitch.
It is, man. I have a pretty nice stock following on Twitch, so like if I do stream stocks, usually get good views. But
Yeah.
I've been practicing like
Gotcha.
every day.
Got you. Andre was on
Huh?
here with us. What's up, Steve? I said Andre was on here with us some last week, but you know him and his order filled. Order. I don't know if you ever.
What?
Yeah. So like he does batch orders, like sometimes.
I've been looking at his charts, man, and his charts they're just cluttered full of weird stuff.
Yeah, because he's in, out, in, out. Like, it's the way he trades is different for sure. But
he's trading with over like 50K in his account.
I think he's at like 40 or something like that.
Okay, he can do that because he stays above his pattern day
PD.
trade limit.
Yeah, right.
If I had that
Oh,
much
we got
money, I
Dylan
could
in
do
here?
things.
Yeah, we got
What's
Dylan
up?
in here.
Generate. Where's Jen?
Jen's
Oh,
on.
Jen doesn't
Been watching
talk.
your
I
games
forgot.
this weekend, watching some of your moves on your games.
Oh, watching me play my game?
Yeah.
Good morning, Dre. I see you in here. Welcome.
Got the grand finals, man, on next Saturday.
Nice.
Qualified for all that, and then my wife leaves in like a month, so it's just gonna be me again, alone in the house, and so that means your boy can grind out some trading like I did last time.
Let me get $1.
Yeah, let me get $1.
That's all I ever want. Give me $1. If you win some money, give me $1. Keep it clean, Jen.
Riot's looking like it could do pretty well on
Let's look at right.
on the 30. I'm just watching this candle with my indicators.
I see rebound on the 4 hour for sure. Could weigh on it. Pull back up. It's sitting above the EMAs on the 1 hour. I think you're gonna bounce back to the 60s.
That's all I want is if I can capture a $10 move, which Riot can move $10 in a day. I've seen it move 6 or 7 before.
Yeah.
That's big on an option. I don't want like a Hail Mary. I just want to like make back some of what I lost last week. I wasn't really watching it closely.
What are you looking at for your expirations?
1 week.
1 week?
I don't have the money to buy one that's super far out. Just looking at like a quick like maybe 2-day play, 1-day play, 30-minute play. Who knows?
Yeah. Why don't you go after those May calls for $1,000? You only have a $10 data on it. 9.
How much
May
are they costing?
May
What's the break even?
21st.
What's the break even on that? Do you know?
I'm looking at it on TOS, so it doesn't just stand out.
I'm scared to play crypto long right now because everyone's saying we're gonna have a nice little pullback soon. But
Well, I mean, it's only necessary that it does. It's
Yeah,
healthy
but I
that
mean-
it does.
I just don't want to be caught in that.
Yeah.
Because I think like last week was a nice pullback, but I don't know if that's the entirety of the pullback. It's like,
Oh, we added some
Really?
more. We actually added some more tickers to our watch list, I think, for crypto. I know we have NXTD, we have
actual
Riot,
coins.
Mara.
You talking about coins or stocks?
Stocks that play off of coins.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We're building.
Riot.
We're building.
Sure.
Let me see. Let me crypto plays. Looks like we have 7 on the list right now that we've been watching: SPRT, EQOS, Riot, Mara, DPW, CAN. CAN is $17 right now. Cheap. Stupid cheap. You might want to look into that one, man. It's prime. I think
What
it's
is it? What's
CAN.
the actual company name?
That's the ticker. CAN. It's prime for $6-7 jump, and I don't think the options are as expensive as Riot are. Riot's options. Let me see. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
half
Riot
off
options.
for the same May 21 calls. They're half off, and you make $1 more on the Delta. And it's pretty. It's bouncing off of his $15 support level now, and could easily jump back to $30. You still make $670 off of that if it goes back to 30 right now.
Yeah,
A
that's
little
the
bit
thing,
more.
And I feel like this week might be pretty decent for crypto. I don't know if it's gonna be good for the market itself, but
Can you
crypto at
make
least.
another pot of coffee for me real quick, Milan?
Yeah.
Thank you. You like those CANs?
I'm about to look at it right now. I'm trying to look at both of these. CAN, you said? Can?
Yeah, it can. It's right above its EMAs on the 30, which is healthy. Right above the 34 EMA on the 1 hour, and right below the EMAs on the 4. But showing momentum on the lower indicators that I use. How
I'm
do I
seeing
analyze?
on the 30 for me. I'm looking at it's higher. It's kind of coming down on the RSI, and then my MACD. I don't know if it wants to reverse. It doesn't. It looks like it wants to reverse almost, but I don't know.
Let me see. I'm gonna do I'll do it in $10 or $2 increments.
It looks
Oh
like
yeah, I got it. Oh, go ahead.
it looks like Riot on the 30.
Mhm.
Like so, you've got it's got a support level of like 5078 where it's bouncing off of, but then
Right.
it's got the 200 MA is coming down, and that's sitting around like 52.4. So I mean, it's gonna break that, and then there's another big resistance level at 52.8. So it's got some walls to get past before it's like a for sure like buy, but if it breaks those two, it ought to scream.
$20. So if this jumps $10, you'll make $974 or $794 off of it. If it jumps 12, one contract, and you're only paying $475 versus 1,000 on those on Riot. Same price ranges. So you could buy 2 of these contracts for that matter, and then that of course doubles that up. But well, actually, I don't know if the theta is gonna kick in a lot more on it and pull it up even more. Let me do 2. Market just opened on us.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell one share of Tesla really fast because I need some money.
Tesla's being weird, anyways.
Yeah, Tesla is kind of being weird.
Yeah, if you bought 2 of those contracts and it jumps to $8, then you'll make 1,000 on it.
Which contracts are those?
CAN.
If you want to get real wild and take a weekly one, it's probably dirt cheap.
No, get the monthlies, bro. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Dirt cheap, by the way. So it looks like we are bouncing off the EMAs on the SPY. I want to see where the DXY is before I make any decisions on anything today.
Yeah, I'm just like observing this. I'm observing CAN because I don't know. It just depends. What's the dollar looking like? We going up, down on the dollar?
Here, I'll pull it up for everybody to see.
Did you showed that picture the other week? That was last week after market closed Friday, right?
Yeah.
About the SPY and the DXY doing that weird shit.
Yeah, and DXY breaking that COVID trend that it's been in.
Hey, it's brewing.
Thank you, baby.
Because the last time, I mean, it hit that level, dude. We saw an insane wreck in the stock market. So
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. You know, I know there's a lot of other factors that go into play and stuff like that, and
I mean,
whatever.
If DXY is going down, in theory, stocks go up. But if TLT and DXY are going up, stocks are going down. Show.
Let me see where the TLT is. I've been watching the TNX or the US 10Y on TradingView a lot too. For the most part, the DXY just kind of bounced back up. Let me pull up TLT up here. See what it's done. TLT looks like it's about to round on the 1 hour.
Dollar.
What's that?
It looks like the CAN is bouncing off the Friday's previous high. Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching CAN and Mogo today for sure. And then I think RMOs should be picking up. I'm gonna look at it in a second. Let's see where. For the most part, though, DXY is breaking a support level here. So if it comes down, the market's gonna push. I made like $700 off the DXY jumping 10 cents like on Friday once I realized what was going on.
Did you run an option on it or what?
Yeah.
Or
I had like 9 option contracts spread across 9 or 10. I think I had 4 on the SPY, 3 on the QQQ, and 1 on the IWM is what it was. So I had 8.
You track the overall markets?
Yeah, we're looking at all of that. We're watching the dollar more than anything right now. Just to kind of see.
The dollar is going to tell you a lot. The dollar is like, it's like reading tea leaves. The dollar, man, if the dollar does good for whatever reason, our stock market goes to poop.
Yeah, it just bounced on the lower time frames. It's hitting a support level here, so I want to see if it bounces off of it. And it looks like it is. So we could actually see the TLT is just broke down on the 30 a little bit, breaking below its EMAs. Looks like it's going to fold to the downside too, just like the DXY is. So exact same trends. Charts look exactly alike. So I'm just being careful here. We have like 5 people on here on the live stream. What's up? If you can hit the chat and let me know who's here, and then also like and share the video for me, it'd be great. Appreciate it. The heat map though, all red. Yeah.
I'm gonna run a multi-chart. I wish I could get on one computer and stream this, so I can't.
Yeah, we're at a -5. The VIX is up 9% for the day. U.S. equities are all red, of course. Still have some work to do. International equities, for the most part, are green, so that could lead to us going green still, and a reverse. So what we saw last week was our overall score became a stress level between 5 and 7. Beyond that, anything beyond that is extreme stress, and you can expect a reversal at that point. But we've went from a 7 to a 1, or and I mean a -7 to a +1, or a +7 to a -1 in a day's time just in last week. So the volatility is definitely there for us to optimize off of the options here. The DXY just tried to spike out above the 180 and found some resistance on the 15 second. but I'm more interested in how it's reacting on the longer time frames. Just watching it for a second before I make any calls. Let me look at the SPY. The SPY. Let me see the SPY.
That's a 395.3.
Yeah, it jumped $1 just right then. Cause it was at like 394 open, right?
It's 395.37. That's right now as well.
QQQ did the same thing, bounced up to 316, bounced off of the 180 on the 30 minute, and then IWM bounced up to 219. IWM was showing some stronger weakness than everything else. That was my coffee signal. I'm about to go get some more coffee.
Before you bounce, look at IBM.
Look at who?
IBM.
IDN?
Like IBM, like the computer company.
Oh, IBM.
Yeah.
I'm not bouncing. I'm just going to get another cup of coffee.
It's IBM's testing pretty. Hold on, like look at that. It's looking real nice. Hold up. This level is coming up to. Hold on, we already recovered, maybe.
If you're watching the SPY, watch the 396.37 levels on the QQQ. We're actually maxing out at those resistance levels. So Dylan, last week, what I was trying to do is I'm trying to use the pre-market levels as potential levels of resistance and support throughout the day. And
I have an indicator that tracks that if you want it.
Yeah.
It's on Thinkorswim. It draws pre-market high low lines. I can just send you my whole study if you want it.
Yeah. Do it. Let me go get some coffee real quick. I'll be right back.
IBM trying to test the high of day from Friday, 136.58 is the price to beat. If it breaks that, we can see a nice run on IBM. Dude, don't know how far it's going to go, but it looks like it's trying to break it right now on the 30. If it closes over that, I will take an option on it. I'll even look at it. Still meeting that resistance. All right, you want to go? What is this? It went up $4 on Friday. I'll just zoom out a little bit. I get really recovered. I was sitting there after it fell $50. Oh, this is the 30 minute. I'm gonna look at 180 day. So if IBM breaks this level, if it breaks right here, of the where we're at right now, this is an old high from like early or mid January, like late January of 2021. Right now it's trying to break that level, and then the next thing after that's like 142. So the only massive resistance level, which is an all-time high, or not the all-time high, 3 years. It might be. Let's see. Are there earnings? No earnings coming up. Projection. Tim, do you look back?
Do it.
All right, man. Take a look at IBM. Look back to the high from late January 2021, and look at it now, and look where it's sitting. What resistance it's sitting on. Tell me if you like that. it's sitting on one spike from like. I mean, obviously, I'm not taking the trade yet because it's looking kind of weak. But the only thing that's really stopping it's a high from. Yeah, so the one it was the high was 142, and that was back in what 10 October, like October 7th, 2020, and then right now, it's sitting on a resistance from like late January of 21.
Yeah.
Now it's fully recovering, trying to break that level again.
Looks like a triple top, right?
Let me look. Hold on.
Pretty overbought though. It's overbought on the
looking at-
daily. What are you
Yeah, on
talking
the
about
4
doing?
hour.
Are you talking
I
about
was
doing
trying
some?
to capture the gains if it actually pops out that level.
Ah, got you.
Because I don't know if it's gonna run up to try to go up to 150 again. It's kind of weird because I was playing this after earnings. It dropped $50 off that spike
Yeah.
or something like that. I was like, IBM dropped that much. There's no way it's a good company. And then I haven't seen it for a while. It's been consolidating for a good minute. Saw after that spike, and then now it's finally doing a run up. But I don't know if the run's over yet.
I would watch out for that can company I was just talking about. If Bitcoin's spiking again,
Yeah.
looks like it was having some issues around 56K, and once it broke it, it took off. But there's another level to pay attention to right around these. Let's see, right here about the 60,000 level. It needs to break above it, and I think it's gonna take off again. And then that can will follow. You're right too, for that matter. I'm really interested in what DXY is doing though, because it's bouncing back up. And then I think that's gonna. Nasdaq just went green for the day. We're down to a -3. Already marked, captured market open. So
On the 15 minute, I'm really just looking for confirmation that IBM can close over 130. What's this level? 136.51. That's the high of Friday.
yeah,
So I mean, if it does, it'll be bullish. And if the Nasdaq's green, that's the sector that IBM's in as well. I'm pretty sure. So it is tech related. So I mean, just depends on how crazy the Nasdaq's gonna go. I'm also watching
DXY
those too.
is bouncing pretty hard though. It's all the way back up to 92.80. Waiting for that to kick in on everything else. I don't have the SPY pulled up right now. I need it pulled up on one of these longer time frames.
Let me show you. I'll post this in on your Discord.
TNX just jumped to 168. TLT is down to 136.57. It's red for the day for the most part.
If you peep my picture I just dropped in your Discord, that's what I'm looking at on IBM. MACD looks like it's fixing to do a sick reversal, but the RSI is doing some weird stuff.
You
That's on
guys see that
IBM.
the Suez Canal's all cleared up?
That's IBM, but I'm looking at the MACD because it's down in the dumps, but it's looking like it's about to cross.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. That's my MACD, my RSI, my volume weighted MACD are like my subset of confirmations, and that's what I base a lot of the momentum off of.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. I'm about to take an option on IBM if it closes above this, and it looks like it's going to. I got 1 minute for confirmation though. IBM calls are dirt cheap. They're like 130, like $100 a piece at 162.
Really?
Yeah, for a 137 break even, which is $1 up.
What's the expiration you're looking at?
This is a weekly. To the 9th is 200. To the end of the week is 160. I might just take a. Cause I don't want to play this one very long. It's gonna be short.
Yeah. Let me identify that resistance real quick. Yeah, I heard about the what is it? The Suez Canal? Is that how you say
Yeah.
it? I was gonna
Yep.
say it earlier,
Yeah,
but I
about-
didn't want to sound like a dumbass.
All right, we closed over. I'm going in.
You're jumping in it?
Yeah, if I can get it. It's not filling though as of right now.
I have that level identified. I want to look at it on the smaller time frames. Just be careful though, because seeing a lot of movement on the DXY to the upside. That could bring pressure back down on everything else on you. I have the SPY up here. What I'm talking about? SPY needs to bounce above 396.
I took those two. I just play this for a little bit and see anything else I like. Small exposure for the account.
You know what I've realized the most, guys, and this for everybody, is that it's almost ignorant to not have patience because there's always money to be made. So like, I really reevaluated the rush into things that I was committed to last week. I'm trying to catch peaks and stuff like that. I like your IBM play, by the way. It's riding on the EMAs, pretty strong on the lower time frames. 15.
I had to wait on. I was just waiting on confirmation. That's the thing. Like, usually a lot of I used to when I was first trading, I'd buy before I ever got confirmation of closing over key levels, and I would do it on like the 5-minute chart, so it wasn't as accurate as doing it on a bigger 15-minute time frame.
Right. They got the
I'm
ship
not saying
out
I'm
of
going to
there.
get some massive move, but I want to be out probably by the end of the day.
QQQ's coming down. It just broke 315. IWM's holding above 220, and the SPY is sitting right around 395 right now. But watch out for that that NASDAQ.
Yeah, QQQ wasn't that heavily weighted on tech stocks, right?
Yes, it's the top 100.
Tesla, that's the problem.
So we just went to -1 on the overall score for the markets. The fact
from
that
a -5, right?
Yeah, from a -5, but the DXY is picking up, so that's why I'm not doing any calls right now. It's actually rounding off on the MACD on the 30-minute, and bouncing off of the 1-hour EMAs on the top side. So we could see this hit 93 pretty easily. So I'm just being a little cautious first. That's what we weren't watching last week, was the DXI. I think that's where we failed. Let me see something. I need to see.
Yeah, I got those. If you're asking if I got in, yeah. Getting fucking rejected right now, though.
Right. That's what I was that's what I was looking at was, did it stay above that level or did it run into resistance?
It closed over. That's why I entered. But now it's now that level that it went over is going to act as resistance or support. My bad. So as long as we stay above that, I'm not tripping. If we go below it, I'm getting out. I'm not even risking it.
Yeah, that's 135.88.
I will say, Tim, what you were talking about with holding for the confirmations, it's not even really a change. You're basically just going back to your very first week strategy.
Yeah.
Of the challenge. And it's funny because I remember thinking like, damn, like the whole time, and I feel like you were probably thinking it too. Like, damn, if we'd have just got in here first, if we'd have just got in here first, we'd have been so much better off. So you took that into last week, and it was like, not like it's, if you have a totally green week, you're just gonna run with it. Like it makes, psychology aspect, it makes total sense. You know what I mean? So it's like
all this game is psychology. Like the whole market myself, like technical analysis was great, but I feel like it's so psychological.
It is.
So psychological.
I'm looking at puts on the QQQ right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at IBM sitting on that level that I might be getting out at. But
the IWM was already showing weakness on the 1 hour. It did pick up a little bit, so I'm watching it. It's popping out the EMAs right now. But there's a separation between the QQQ now and your S&P and Russ. And that's why I'm looking at puts on it. It is currently sitting on the 30-minute 180, so I'm kind of being patient to see if it finds support above it, or at least the EMAs. But on the MACD, it's showing some momentum loss. We're seeing some high buying volume, though, so I'm holding on that thought process. The pre-market level of resistance kicked in on it too, by the way.
On what?
Or after hours level of resistance on the QQQ kicked in this morning. We've been tracking that to see how well we can use that to gauge things too. But the DXY is picking up on the 30-minute now. I need to do a shorter time frame for it as well, just so I can see how it's moving in real time. Got it. And then
Tesla earnings are coming up late April, so there's that too. There's going to be probably a guaranteed earnings run up to that.
an earnings run.
There's always an earning run up for Tesla.
Yeah.
And then if they beat it, man, I'm not going to say like some crazy shit, but Tesla's probably going to 1,000.
Well, that'd be nice because that'll pull up our RMO and our FSL. I was looking at FSL, potential FSL calls this morning. It hit my scanner. That and GE actually hit my scanner. GE sits on my scanner all the time, but FSL was something I was definitely looking at. It's at $13 right now.
Right? What's that? Battery company?
Fuel cell power.
Yeah.
Or fuel cell energy, excuse me.
I've noticed that anytime that the market's coming down, it's weird, but oil, like natural gas or stuff like that's going up. It's been like a little bit of
it's almost like a hedge, all right? Or like you would look at precious metals almost, because copper comes up when the markets are going down for the most part. And when the markets are showing green, typically I see crude and copper down.
I feel like it's probably because they're like the old faithful picks. It's like, oh,
yeah, right.
Well, oil's never gonna go down, right? It's oil. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I mean, technically that is true. I mean, everyone's like, go green, but I've had this conversation before. For America to go green, you're gonna have to figure out how to get every American, electric car, and that just ain't happening, bud.
I feel like what's probably going to happen is eventually most automakers are going to be making exclusively electronic vehicles from now on, and then they're just going to wait for like
just like slowly
that gap to fill. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
so
just be less gas stations because there'll be less cars, and then eventually
2035 is going to be the crossover of when EVs are expected to take over your gas emission vehicles.
That's very soon. I don't know.
It's a 19% growth rate from that period on, year over year.
Looks like IBM's actually holding that level. It's bouncing off, so it hasn't broke through or pushed through that level yet. So I'm not really worried about it too much.
As much as I want to jump in FSL, it's primed for the 1 hour. I'm just watching the QQQ, and it just broke 315, and it's about to break its EMA, which would.
Yeah, I just saw that too. QQQ looks like it's a good put option.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the SPY. It just broke 395. IWM though is still sitting above 220, which is your small cap companies, which is typical. When you see larger cap companies doing well, you'll see the smaller caps picking up.
Are you saying IWM or IBM?
IWM. It's the Russell 2000 ETF.
Yeah, that IBM's turning green now after all that.
I need to watch the QQQ because I might do some put options on FSL.
1480.
Yeah, I want to see it real time.
10 years ripping.
Let's see.
You know who I feel for? Are you still deep in SNDL, Jeff?
Not as much. I mean, it's in my long account, but I
want to get the baby girl. I'll be back.
My 1 year option.
My dad's sitting on like 12,000 shares of SNDL.
Nice.
But he's not like he's got a bad average. Not like terrible, but he's like, I think it's like 168 or something.
Yeah, I'm holding 1,000 at 70 cents.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. Look at that, IBM. Thank you, baby. Get up there.
I still can't stand Olau. That was one of the first. That was when I first learned about like hype and like people kind of bullshitting you, so you hold something because they got a bunch of it. So like, it was in this Discord group back when it was I jumped up to $4 for a second, and I got in. It was like a Thursday and a Friday. I jumped. I got in that Thursday at like 2:11. I watched it go up to like 4 something, and they were like, oh, you know, it's gonna come back down a little bit, and it's gonna go to like $10 or all this shit. And my dumb ass, I was like, oh, all right, well, just watch it go down all day, cause you know it's for sure gonna come back up. And she's like, oh, I got all this money in it, and I got all that money in
Bro,
it,
you get a lot
diamond
of
hands and
people.
all this bullshit. I was just like, I was so mad. I ended up making some money, but I watched so much money tick away.
Anytime
That's
someone
like,
says diamond hands on the stock, short it.
yeah, that's how I learned. That was when I learned that whole thing, like, cause I'm sitting there and he's like, oh, I got like 50,000 in it. Oh, I got this. I'm like, all right, well, you know, I'm not gonna be a pussy and run while all these dudes are real money in it. You know, I was like, they just gassed me up. I was so mad, yeah.
Yeah, and then their 50,000 turns into 25K real fast.
Right. Cause you're like, oh, I just lost, you know, 13K. So I'm not a pussy, so you should still hold it. And I was like,
We're still on the live stream.
Oh, sorry.
Whenever Genius did its thing, I don't know if you guys were in the market yet when Genius was
Genius
the hype.
brand.
Yeah, so that thing went from like $1 to like $8, and me, Jeff, and everyone else,
Right.
we played it. We played it till like all the way up. We were in and out the whole time, and then people like after the carnage was done, they're like, dude, I just lost my house. My wife divorced me. I lost my cars. They put their mortgage on the stock. Like, you know, it's some people.
Hold on 1 second. Yo, Monday, isn't this exactly what happened with the QQQ? And then it shot up?
No, it shot up right at the open.
Sure, because we bought puts on it, didn't we?
Yeah, we bought
yeah,
puts.
the first time was puts.
Yeah, when we got burned. Because it blew off the EMAs on the 30.
Remember, like, it went up the rest of the day, but like in the morning, it like
we can
came
go look.
down. That's why we were like, oh yeah, we about to do it. But then it like shot up. I'm not saying that it will, but I feel like we watched this play out, but we had just already bought calls at the time.
No.
Yeah, puts at the time. So we were like, bet. And then it kind of shot off on us.
Let me see. We'll look. But I recall it just taking off on us.
What's the QQQ look like now? Better?
No, it's broke 314 and I'm waiting for EMA confirmations on the 30 right now. 1 hour ultimately is what I'm looking for. Then I'll buy my puts.
The only reason I say that is because IBM kind of came off that low level it was at.
Let me get rid of some of this stuff so we can actually see the chart.
The EMAs you use the 13, the 40, 13, 34, and the 50, right?
Look, right here. That was Monday.
Okay. Oh, where your cursor is? Yeah.
Yeah, that thing blew up.
It came down first, and then it shot up. Yeah, and we got the push for the come down. We were like, all right, bet. And then we were just like, oh, it's definitely gonna come back, and it just kept going up. Cause it was like that whole people just wanted, you know, people wanted it to be that week. You know, every Monday I feel like people want it to be that week where the markets.
What's today's date? The 29th. So
usually Monday is a green day for a little bit. Everyone's like hyped. Everyone's hyped to trade and shit. So, like,
bro, it never came down. It went straight up.
IBM is crushing new
Monday.
New high of day.
But what I'm seeing now is the EMA fake out. Yeah, there it goes.
Looks like it's gonna cross, but it's not gonna cross.
Yeah. So I'm more privy to puts on it right now. And in that regard, I might do some puts on FCL too, because I think it's listed on the. Is it in the NASDAQ? I think so. Yeah, it is. Hey Dylan, so last week,
cheaper.
Last week, my daughter had typed some symbols on TradingView, and I invested in what she found. I'm gonna do it this week. That's my new thing. It's called Vedas Picks.
There was a what was it, man? There was like a study done not too long ago. Like a monkey throwing darts at a board. Pick stocks that perform better than actual, like, yeah.
Right. I'm actually looking at shorter term puts on the QQQ. I don't expect to hold it. Yeah, it just broke down below EMAs. Crossover activating on the blah 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 MACD, volume weighted MACD's pulling down. I think I'm gonna go with it. I'm looking at April 1st, the 3rd, It looks like it's trying to pull up just a little bit. Let me see. So let me confirm. Give my confirmation. You want to sit up and see this?
You can see QQQs on April 3rd.
Yeah, April 3rd. I want to watch how it bounces off of this. It looks like it's trying to bounce off that 180 though. So I'm gonna be careful here. I'm not gonna jump in it too fast. Oh, you want the wallet? You want the wallet?
IBM's whole number psychology thing is playing a part right now. It's set at 136.99, and then it was like, all right, we'll try the next bar, I guess. So.
Looks like we might see some double dip on the QQQ here in a second. So I'm gonna wait to buy into it.
Let's see if we can catch one of those double dips, right?
Yeah, right.
It'll be live. You see him every day.
Yep, every day, bro. Once I found that
is
out,
that
I was
anything
like,
exclusively to ETFs, or is that just like
no, that's
stocks
everything.
and double dip?
That's momentum.
Oh, okay.
It's like running a sprint. Like I always say, you got to think about it as running a sprint, right? So, like I expect this to bounce back.
Is bouncing on the Fibonacci.
Is it?
IBM, you might be.
Yeah.
Bouncing off the 50%.
DXY just broke above. It hit 92.85 on the double top. Still sitting at 92.84 right now. I expect the pressure to come in and weigh it down some more. I'm gonna wait for that double bar side dip before I hop in here. I'm looking at the 314 puts on the QQQ for $4. I'll make $51 on the move. Every dollar down. Oh yeah, if you're in here,
14. Oh, so you can buy a little buff.
So if you're in the small account challenge, please check the chat for the link that I have created in order to track our balances so that it's easier for me to make calls. I won't be able to utilize it today specifically, but I want to have that in use so that we can keep track of progress and everything. Is that right, girl? You chilling?
While you're out, I don't know if you want to, but
It looks like the double R size kicking
It's
in now.
lizard? Okay. Well, it's not actually out of food because there's a bunch of bugs in the cage that he can hunt. Yeah. But I'll go get some too.
I'm going
Somebody
after.
just really flushed their toilet.
Yeah, it sounded like it, right?
That was Dylan.
Wait, what?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Who?
Threw
You
him
just
out
flushed your
there.
toilet?
Huh?
You just flushed your toilet?
No, dude, I'm playing Fortnite.
Oh.
Dude, Fortnite. You heard that?
Fortnite.
QQQ broke that,
Yeah.
that line, that Fibonacci line on the 5 minute, and it's below it now.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
I'm waiting for the double R side dip to kick in on the 1 minute right now. She's about to tap buttons. She said I'm about to make my pick. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Don't get mad at me. I didn't do anything to you. Alright, if you're on the YouTube live stream, we're gonna hop over to Discord now. I will share the link one more time in the chat. Even on Facebook. Feel free to join us.
Tesla taking a dump.
I told you it was looking weak.
I'm already out of it. I'm just saying, like, I had
Go
like
ahead.
219 sitting in there. IBM still holding strong, man.
Let's see what our overall score is right now. -3. We went from a 1 to a -3. I'm
It's
trying.
not
We're coming back down.
The entire market is red right now, but IBM is said, I don't want no part in that. I don't know what's going on.
Are you still in IBM right now?
Yeah, I'm still in. I'm up $30 on those calls.
Are you watching TQQ or SQQ?
Thank you for reminding me about that. I gotta hurry.
Yeah,
It's happening.
I'd be looking at TQQQ right now.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you, Jeff. My freaking TD Ameritrade is freezing up on me though. It's because I'm running too much stuff. That's why I need to hop off the live stream. Oh, baby. Baby.
It's because you want to get in right now. That's why.
Yeah, I know. As usual.
As you think about getting in, it's like, oh, let's freeze up on him.
GE spiking.
96.
SQQQ calls.
QQ calls.
I think I'm looking at the, I like the...
SQQQ goes backwards.
Yeah. It's gonna round off a little bit here. There it goes. I'm gonna buy a TQQ just to buy one and see. But ultimately, I think the QQQ is gonna break 180 on the double R side dip here. I'll sit it back, baby, so I can give it to. Tell me about it. Yeah, is that right? Is that right? I'm buying a TQQ. April 1st, 87 put. Here in a minute.
TQQ?
I'm watching
TQQ.
Baba right now.
Oh, yeah.
Baba's sitting on a 50, a nice level of resistance. Well, it's trying to break a level of support right now that it looks like it's been holding it down.
Double RSI about to kick in on the 1 minute.
I bought a SQQQ or the S triple Q in the money call.
All right.
April 9th.
If oh my god, I broke my fingers.
I think this 1 minute candle is about to kick it in, guys. So I'm looking at QQQ puts right now. IWM's below 220 now. It was already folding over on the 1 minute, so I'm pretty interested in that. Hold on, guys. I have a phone call to take.